to locate the cesspool septic system and uncover or dig up the access so that buyer may have system inspected. Love that paragraph because then it's not on you, right? Make the seller do this, or try anyway. So if you wanted to add that, you can simply say insert, and there it is. Now all you'd have to do is put your cursor in front of it. You should really prepare it this way and say, this is number 1, and this is reference, I don't know, there is no reference to this. This is just its own clause, and we're just saying number 1, seller agrees. And then we go put our cursor over here and we go and find it again. Click on the thing, click on the piece of paper, section Q opens up, and now I'm going to look at different clauses. Look at all these clauses here. So if you need a clause for something, like there's a 1031 exchange, buyer side, 1031 exchange, seller side. There is no 1031 exchange addendum, but here is wording for Q. Here is a financing credits, final walkthrough item that the house should be vacant. There's nothing in the contract that says that 5 days before closing for final walkthrough, the house has to be empty. Well, if you want to make that point, put it in. Interesting, right? Most people have a vacant house, but you'd be surprised just when you think you're going to get a vacant house. You don't. And when that happens to you once, you'll learn to put it in. So you can see here, there's a backup offer. Here's contingent on appraisal. Here is vacation rental bookings after closing. Cleaning by professional, we no longer need that because we now have that little checkbox. If there's a catchment water system, if there's a bankruptcy clause, if, all sorts of things. So this is something that you can definitely go through and say, gosh, is there something here that suits my needs? So you'll find yourself needing, right, that you want to put something special into the paragraph. And so just check here first. Pretty cool. That's clause editor. Disclosure is only if the buyer is a realtor or has a real estate license somewhere else, you need to disclose that. The reason is that they want to warn the other party that somebody knows a little more than the other party about real estate, right? And then at the very end here, we're going to put the buyer's name, so it's picked up again, Sally Sample, the company name is picked up. We've already filled in our license number and stuff, so now I have to put in my name, which should be here because I put my name in here before. And my license number should appear here also. I put in my license number, and then I do my best to fill in the seller's agent's information. Because we use so many electronic signature systems, it's really helpful for us to fill this in. Because if you don't fill it in, now the listing agent has to fill it in with a DocuSign or whatever. So we just go to the listing, you go to the listing, and you can click on the person's name and information comes up that you can fill in the information. Or you can go to the company name and the company address and location, etc. comes up, and you can fill it in here. All right. Now, if you even get out of this, the system, what did I just do? If you even get out of this, the system is going to save it. It's a wonderful thing. It saves it all the time. So I want to go back and just go to my folder now, and I'm going to say, okay. So now I want to send this offer to my broker to sign. So I'm going to take right here, I'm going to go to the e-sign. You can do it inside the document or you can do it here. I'm going to go to e-sign. And there are no signature packets for this transaction yet, so I'm going to make a new one. And what do I want to have signed? I want the purchase contract to be signed. So I'm going to click the purchase contract. I would suggest you just kind of watch because I'm not sure it's right? It's intuitive. So just practice it I mean, you're welcome to take notes, I don't mean to tell you not to take notes, but this is kind of like it'll take a little bit to get this. So I've picked my contract. Now my contract also includes the as-is addendum, but the as-is addendum doesn't require the broker's signature. So it doesn't like sending documents to people that don't require signatures. So you only want to, and your broker will remind you, don't forget your as-is addendum, and you say, yep, I got it, thank you, and that's okay. So we're only going to send the broker the purchase contract. You say, okay, we picked that, and you can see it right here. Here it is. Now I can name the signature packet. I'm going to say my PC2 broker. I've got my cap lock on, don't I? Okay, so my PC to broker, I've named it. Huh? Purchase contract.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And I use ZipLogic's digital ink. If you have a DocuSign account, separate from the DocuSign account you're going to name and command. That's the DocuSign link in command. That's got nothing to do with you being able to use DocuSign here. If you want to sign up for DocuSign, you have to pay them $100 and you can use DocuSign. I urge you to learn ZipLogix. It's free and it works just fine for me. So I leave it at ZipLogix, right? That's part of ZipForms. And I go to next. And right, the next button is on the upper right, the back button's on the upper left, whatever. So now I am going to select my broker. And my reviewing, it's not the reviewing broker, I am the buyer's agent. Selling broker, there we go. I am the selling broker, so I'm going to send it to Marion Haller, MarionHaller@gmail.com. And now I have to check the box to select her. Okay, there she is. She just came up. I see her right here. She got popped in here, and I hit close. And now you'll see we're in this three-step process. We selected the form, we selected the parties, and now we're going to add the signatures. So we're going to move on to step 3 by hitting the next button. And this thing pops up that says, do you want additional peace of mind? And we go, no, this doesn't need more security. So now my purchase contract is going to come up. Well, I hope. Oh, it's County Ball, not me, but anyway, never mind. And I selected myself as the selling broker, right? It's always confusing. The selling broker is the buyer's broker. The listing broker is the listing broker. Confusing. Right, because the buyer actually sells property to the buyer's agent is actually selling the property to their buyer. That's why we call it a selling broker. I know it's really bad, but the entire industry. You don't need to really remember it because you're going to see listing broker and selling broker. It's all you're going to see. Right. Right. Exactly. Okay. Yeah. So here I am, and I now need to drag this signature here to make sure that there's a signature that appears here. And I'm going to send it. And when I hit the send button, this email template comes up. And I'm going to say PC for Sally sample. This is Marion Haller. You don't need to say more for me because I've already told Marion on the phone I'm sending you a contract for your review, right? Now, I should say this is sending a contract for signature. I've already sent it to her via email to review. Until I get good at this, there's no sense sending for signature until I make my corrections, right? And I hit send, and it's going to send off an email. And we'll go there and take a look at what that email looks like. So here it is, and your transaction in ZipLogic is underway and working. So great. So now we go, I don't think I can get out of this all the way back to ZipForms. It's easier to go this way. Okay, so here's Sally's sample. Here's my folder. I can go back into documents. And let's say I forgot, and so I need to email it to Marion for her to approve. And in order to email it, I'm going to hit the send button. And I want to hit email. Or do I want to go via the Zip Community? I actually prefer via the Zip Community. And it says, which one do you want to send? I want to send it, I'm going to send her both. And I'm going to go next. Right? I just choose the documents, hit next, and up comes an email. Well, who do I want to send it to? I want to send it to whatever. It doesn't come up. I'm just going to use that one. Or you'd have to create a new party, right? You could add another party here if you wanted to. So there, she's going to get it, and invitation for 123 Main Street, and now I can write my email and say, Marion, won't you please review this? And now it's going to send it to me as a PDF. And so I can easily review that and give you feedback, and you can go and make changes, and then you send it to me for signature. When you have a document that, for instance, you're the listing agent and you get an offer, and now your seller has to sign, initial every page on a PDF that's already been signed by the buyer, you need to upload that PDF, and you need to drag your client's initials, like a puka, a holding spot, for your client to sign every puka. And let me show you that. If I go to our transaction, and I go to, I'm going to go to eSign, and here I have an envelope. This is my envelope, PC to broker, right? And it's yellow, that means it's pending. If it's red, that means it got canceled. If it's green, that means it got done. So I can tell right here this isn't done yet. And when I click on it, it'll tell me who's pending. Like if I have 3 parties here, I can see who's already signed and who hasn't. And I can also send them a reminder email, say, hey Marion, don't forget to do this, which is kind of nice. I can also cancel this, or I can edit the whole transaction. So I'm going to edit the transaction, which actually puts it on hold, kind of suspends it. And my contract, or my first document, if I have several in there, comes up again. And I'm now going to show you, let's say this is a seller accepting a buyer's contract. I have to go to the bottom of every page here and bring my seller's initials down. And then I go to the next page. And I bring the seller's, these are the initials, this is full signature. And I bring their initials down. And I go to every page, I have to do this, and then I can forward it to my seller to sign the contract. And then I take it all the way to the last page. And now I go, all right, he's going to accept, so I'm going to put a checkbox into accept, and I'm going to put a signature into signature, and now I'm going to make him write his name here, because they didn't fill in his name. So I'm going to put a text box here, and I'm going to make it bigger, make it really big so that their name fits. So he's accepting the offer, putting in his name, and signing an offer. You're gonna practice this, you're gonna do it again when we practice doing contracts after your Ignite session. I just wanted you to get a kind of an overview and
Where did you get his signature to
here,
Where did
he's
you-
up here.
where
This
did
is
you
Marion,
apply
right
it?
here. And if there were somebody else who has to sign, there would be other people listed here.
be? So they created their own signature and initial things? Like, how
Oh,
did you?
why
this
does
is-
it look
this
like a
is her-
signature already? It's
I
just a
know.
holding. It's just a holding for you to see, so that this is the person's name here. When they go to sign, which I'll show you next, because I did send one to me, you can select your signature. You can select, they have like 6 different formats, you can
Mhm.
select one. If it comes on your phone, you can actually do this thing.
Mhm.
Okay. So, but what you see here in setting it up is a fake, it's just a placeholder, just so there's a name in there, because if you've got 3 people signing, you need to know whose box did you already pull, you need names in there. That's why they put a name in there, and it looks like a signature, but it's not yet, it's just a placeholder. Okay? I'm going to quit, get out of here. You are about to exit, yes, exit. I'm gonna go to this envelope, and I'm going to resume it. The document has been resumed, great. Okay, I don't need the details. And now I'm just gonna do one more thing, I'm gonna go to my email and show you what the email looks like what it would look like. This, you can do this to yourself, right? I just did this to myself. You can do this to yourself to practice. What?
It's a long password.
I have been hacked twice, and
Oh,
so
okay.
I have just tried to make it as
Secure.
secure as possible.
It was
Characters,
16.
it's supposed to be 16 characters.
Oh.
Really? Well, I think I'm close.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, so ZipLogic sent me a thing right here. Your documents are ready to review. Okay, well there's 2 here. So this one is a signed document, and here, this one is also a signed document. So I think the second one is probably only valid because I suspended it once, and then when I reactivated it, it sent another link, because if my client were to open it while I'm fixing it,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be possible, right? So. All right, so now I'm gonna accept this. You get started, just click next to continue. I accept this, I go to next, and here it says, I've got the default signature, no, I wanna choose a signature, and now it gives me some options here, or I could draw my own. Well, I've tried that, and with a mouse, it's really hard. So it's better to, if you do this, do it on an iPad, right? And then you can store your own signature. So I just pick a signature. It's like, oh my God, who cares? Okay, so now I'm gonna use default, and let's go. And I can either just go, or I can say, let me review. And so the first signature is here, and if I sign this now, it should say, do you wanna stay here or whatever, but it's letting me do this. Oh, that's right. I added all these signatures, oops. So I have to go here, on every one, your client now has to click on every one of these, right? And that's you missed something. Okay, what did I miss? Well, I know that part. So now I have to go here and I have to say, I am Sally Sample, and I'm gonna sign, and I'm gonna check this box. So I had a client the other day who did everything, but she kept getting a notice that she wasn't done and she didn't understand. And it won't point to this little box, so you have to point that out to them. Go to the acceptance line on T1 and check that box. Oh, I didn't see that one. Okay, fine. And now we're done. Now it will let me get out of here because I've signed everything. So I hit the next button. No. Why?
Date, no. Seller's name, it's highlighted.
No, it shouldn't be required. It didn't take. You know what? It's because it depends. Sometimes it cares what order you do things in. Oh my God, there we go. I'm stuck. There we go. There's one missing. Finished. So it kept in the loop because something was missing. It'll tell me something is missing. There you go. That's your first glimpse
Thank
at
you.
having to do. Well, when you live in HANA, this is really helpful, right?
Yeah.
To get signatures. Oh my God, absolutely. So, and you can upload other documents in there. You can, from outside. You don't have to just send zip forms. So this is your signature program that you get. Thank you for your attention, guys. I know that's a
Thanks,
lot.
Marion,
Thank you, Marion.
that was really helpful, thank you so much.
It's helpful. It's just a lot. It's okay. You'll have